Super nice to see a lot of people connecting.
Yes.
And okay, so we are live right now on YouTube. Rick, welcome. Give me 1 second that I'm getting this. We are starting in 30 seconds. Okay. So Lucia, please.
So hey guys, welcome to the Industry Talks Online. So for model management, we decided to create this Industry Talks in February, and we did this event in Barcelona, and the idea was to continue, but due to the situation, we've been forced to stop this this event. But Danny had the idea to create this online version of the event, and today we're going to discuss with our speakers Maja, Marzenka, and also Akse, which is we're waiting for her, and we're going to be talking about the changes in the fashion industry due to the current situation with COVID-19. So welcome everyone who's joining. Just letting you know that if you're seeing this talk, we would like to see it on social media, so you can talk model management and use our hashtag the Industry Talks. And if you have any questions, you can just send them to us on the Q&A button, and we will be answering them in this meeting. So Danny, should we introduce the speakers?
Yes, please. Well, I think we can start with Marzenka. Just introduce yourself, tell us about what you're doing, and then we go with Maja. So please.
Hi guys, I'm Marzenka Quintera. I'm living in the Netherlands. I'm a photographer, working with models, make fashion photos, try send it to a magazine. Yes, I'm living here, and I try work in this situation. I will say that I try work every day, not like because some people sit really long in 2 months in a home, but here in the Netherlands you can go out. So I try to do that and work with some models. That's me.
Interesting. What about you, Maya?
I'm Maya. I'm originally Slovenian, but I when this corona outbreak started, I was actually in France. So everything started closing down really quickly, and I decided to go to Sweden. Now I've been here since the 5th of March. Here it's a little bit more chill when it comes to social distancing, but I still keep inside for the most part. When it comes to photography, you can still do still life and stuff like that, layout photography from home. I do miss working with a big team, of course. Even if I have a shoot, I have only a model, I don't have a stylist, and I don't have a makeup artist because, well, danger. But yeah, I mean, I'm still trying to space out little tiny shoots that keep me occupied. And you have this period of editing then, and you can update your website and do the contract work and everything else that you usually don't have time to do because you're so busy. And I'm also a mod scout for an agency. So now in this time, we're actually acquiring quite a lot of new face models because we have time to review, do the interview process slowly, do the whole contract work. So I've been really glad with the turnout. I've signed about 15 models in that time, so it's been lovely.
Wow.
Yeah.
A lot of work.
I can get work. Yeah.
Very good.
So Marzenka, in the Netherlands, the situation is that you can go out to work, or how's the situation in the Netherlands?
In the Netherlands is the intelligent lockdown, so you can go out. It's like some with the work with the contact with people is closed, so it's locked down. But with the people what they can have distance between, like under half meter. So you can go to work and it's like some shop is open, a lot of people work here. It's only the when it's more than 100 people in one place that cannot work. But like for photograph, you can still working. It's not easy like Maya say, because it's like you miss the visages, the styling, and that doesn't work, because you must have the under half the distance. So it's not working, is that because you must touch the model, you want to do something like makeup, like clothes, so you are afraid take clothes from another to bring to model, because you don't know if there is also the virus, so you don't want like it's not easy. It's I'm lucky that we can go out. We are a little bit chill. It's not the really difficult lockdown for the Netherlands, but it's still difficult. You are afraid. People are at panic. Some model don't want to work with you. Some model is also afraid. A lot of people stay at home because they are really afraid. They not go to the families. They not have meetings. They sit at home since I think 15 March or something like that. So it's really frustrating, because you don't know. It's like you don't know where is the virus. It's like somewhere, and it's like Maya said, it's not easy to. You miss the connection with people. You really miss the connection. You can not give the hand. You cannot shake the hand. You cannot say hello like smiling. Some people stop smiling. Some people just run away from you. It's really a little bit frustrating and scared and panic. And I hope that will be not so long. But that I think that takes really long time. Like I think end of the year maybe, that people be that they will used to it again back to normal.
Yeah.
I
I think that's interesting, comparing the situation of the countries you're staying in with the situation in our country in Spain, where production stopped and everything stopped. We just all these supermarkets and pharmacies were working, and now everything is starting to go normal, but really slow. And we're starting normal with different steps. And even here in Catalonia, we have like our situation is worse than, for example, in Madrid now. So we're going a little bit slower than the rest of territories. So I think it's interesting to see how this virus is affecting different territories and in different ways.
Yes.
So Auxe was from China, and we thought it was really interesting. We think it's really interesting to know her opinion, but she's not joining.
I'm trying to bring her on board, because she's kind of lost with the links. So I just sent her back the link to her. So
yeah, for the record, in China is very late now.
Yeah, in China it's tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right? There's one question interesting about Mark. He's asking if you're shooting now with a smaller crews and different kind of equipment, if you're doing something different right now, or I don't know, at home, or if you can shoot on studio, or if you cannot yet in your countries. Anyone can answer.
I mean, yeah, as we previously mentioned, it is very tough when it comes to something that you'd like it for it to be a big editorial shoot, and you cannot do it because, well, you're on your own. And personally, I like some smaller shoots where it's just you and the model, but when it comes to something more extensive, you'd like some help. It's pretty overwhelming. So I still prefer, the whole team behind you, because to take care of absolutely everything is nerve-wracking, and you don't have 6 sets of hands. So even if you do have an assistant or someone, you still, oh, I don't know what to do with the makeup and the hair and everything else, and the styling. And I mean, you have a vague idea about what to do, but it's not your specialty. So yeah, I tend to be a bit lost. However, I'm very fascinated with, you know, the kind of video call idea of a shoot. You know, those photographers that do that, like online shoot.
Have you tried?
Yeah.
To be honest, some results are very impressive.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I probably don't have enough of, you know, the direction to actually tell the model how exactly do I see the picture, because usually it's me moving and me doing all the moving around and positioning, and to let go of that control and just give it completely over to the model, it's just I find it terrifying. I think my pictures would be horrendous if I tried that. So I really kudos to people who do that.
Yeah.
What about you, Marzenka? Yeah.
It's like Maya said, this is pretty difficult. You miss the connection, and you want to make shoot with everything, with what should be like the model, like the people around. Simple drink together coffee and talk nice, and not like whoa. It's like you it's possible. I think it's possible make a photo shoot, because I was thinking like you can put your gloves, you can put your mask, do the makeup, and maybe some clothes. But is still like Maya says, you miss the big shoot, like with people with not scared, and yeah, I don't know how long we have to wait that will be back to normal. Like you can have nice shoot with or in a studio. Maybe outside is more now, but in a studio it's really difficult because it's small place, and you have to watch. Just a lot of things that you have to think before how will be work. And outside is, I think that is possible make a lot of picture like with models. But we really have to be careful with another people's, and I don't know anymore. It can't be that long.
I would like to ask you something. What is something positive that has come from this situation as a photographer?
For me, positive.
Yeah, positive in general. I don't know, with your career, with your workflow, with your creativity. I don't know. Maya.
Or is there something positive?
Yeah, of course. There has to be.
I think, of course, it has to be. There has to be something. But no, what it means for me is there's a lot of educational material online, and when it comes to photography, there's tons and tons of videos and books and booklets and webinars and everything else that you can watch and learn from. So I've been, for the past 2 months, constantly having podcasts and everything else of artists supporting other artists and giving advice and giving the knowledge and the experience forward, which is, I mean, it does happen, but not in the kind of, you know, really open and honest way. So I think this time has been really great for people to be aware of that. You don't gather the knowledge and then just don't pass it on. So I think it's a great time for learning, and of course also for, you know, everything else. It's small, tiny details which you usually don't pay attention to. So the tiny links and stuff that is broken links and website that doesn't really work, and your account that isn't really great, and everything else that can be improved. Now is the time to just sit back, go and look through your portfolio, look through your website, review it, maybe send it to others. You have Reddit, you have Twitter, everything else. So there's a lot of platforms where you can get feedback on your portfolio, and you can improve it now that you are inside and you have time. So I think that's quite a good one.
The positive.
Yeah.
And what about
that's
you, Marcenka? What do you think is positive about the situation?
About the situation is like positive. It's like for me, I write and talk with people now more because I have more time, a little bit more. So I have more connection with some another friends and another photographers. We can talk and we are like want to make some project in the future with some nice friends. So that is the time now for sit and searching and thinking and how I will be that. So this is for me positive because I have more time. Then the second is for me positive because I watch a lot my old picture, my old work, and I see how I've grown up with my work. So like, oh my God, I will be do different in editorial like now. So that is nice for watching your old work and see how you can make better. And the second is like my always say, there's so many websites, so many things that you can now read, watch, and for me it's also like coffee call or something like that. So it's like with you guys, yeah, I have time, and so it's not I'm not working now every day, so it's a lot of time that you spend at home, and then you can watch and learn some things and see all the Instagram accounts and watching with new people around, and then so you have time for that now. It's really, that is yeah, some positive that you have more time for that. But I don't want to say that people hanging all day on telephone. Please don't do it. Sometimes I do my telephone out and then okay, stop, because it's like ping ping, like come the messages and messages, and then sometimes we must stop with the telephones and with the television, because when you sit like in your country, Daniel, of Lucia, that you sit really long in a home. So you always sit with TV, with telephones, with computer. It's like, I cannot imagine how you do that. How you do that there, because it's really difficult. For me, it's positive hour. I'm chilling out. I'm walking with my dog. I'm not really in lockdown, but you guys, like, oh, I cannot imagine. It's really hard.
Yeah, it is actually in here since everything started. Of course, everything in the industry kind of stopped. And for example, as a photographer, we were like, I don't know, like, now what should I do now? Clients and everything were like, sorry, but we cannot shoot, we cannot do this and that. All the projects you had were like, oh, I'm sorry, but we cannot do it right now. So suddenly everything stopped, and so far things are kind of starting now to go back. Clients are starting again to call to say like, hey, maybe we can start thinking in different ways. For example, in Spain, we have kind of a protocol to start doing shootings. We need to have, for example, in a production, it has to be small. We cannot be more than 15 people or less. And everyone has to be far away from the others. Of course, you need your space, the security space. But then also you have to have spare models or actors if you're doing commercial videos, whatever, because you don't know if the main character and the main role is getting sick or whatever. You have to right now, one of the things they're asking to the professionals is that do the castings online, basically, because of course before you could just call an agency and say like, hey, I need this profile of model, and you just go to the studio and make one day of casting. But right now you cannot do that. So we have to do online castings for the projects. Then you have later to find a way to organize everything around your process to kind of do the shootings or the video productions. So it's kind of for me, it's like a new way of doing things, because honestly, yeah, there's nothing you can do with this. You just have to adapt to the things you're getting, and to learn different ways to work and to do the things. So yeah, it's kind of a challenge, but it's a good one, I think.
We learn from that. I think that we really learn a lot of things because of that. So we are appreciate more life, I think.
Yeah, that's true.
It's the positive because.
Yeah, and also you learn that there are a lot of different tools and different things outside that you can actually use, and that help you a lot with your process, because usually we never have time to do things. We are very busy always.
You know what is funny, because the ones I saw in the Netherlands, the day when we are afraid that come here, like in Italy, Spain, the real lockdown, the people automatically in the first night go out with all the dogs, with the keys. They start walking around like, oh my God, it's like every people was on the street. Because you know what it is, sometimes before you are sitting on the couch and then you are saying, oh, I have no time, oh, whatever, I'm tired, I do not want to do nothing today. But the time when was the lockdown, the Netherlands people, they were so afraid that will come that you have to stay maybe 1 month in a house. So you guys, then the people start walking and driving a bicycle, roller skate, and it was like everywhere people, and like, okay, I'm not sitting, I'm not watching now TV, I go out, I search some new places, I go to the park, I go to the beach, and you are like, okay, I must relax. Like the old people starting like before, I have no time. Yeah, I have no time, and I can have time. And then we are learning that doesn't matter what day. Please, we go out and we have nice walk. And because before people like sitting only in a home and by the TV and something like that. And when they were begin scared, it's like everywhere was people on the street, like walking and walking and walking. And that was really funny that you never saw so many people on the street. Like, I was like, okay, it's intelligent lockdown. That is lockdown, but come on, it's over people. It was like the people were scared that that will be like in you, Daniel, and Lucia, that we cannot go out. So the people was really walking everywhere, like every day, 2 or 3 times they were walking. So because they were afraid that maybe next day we will hear every day that maybe we have to stay 1 month out at home. So that was really like frustrating every day. Every day you was afraid that please they don't do it the lockdown like in other countries. So yeah.
So since you said that you have more time now, have you watching some, I don't know how you find inspiration, but have you take advantage of this time that you have now to be creative and find new ways to do your shootings or for future ideas? Maja.
Well, I think Instagram has been a great tool for the past month. It's really wonderful when you're watching your feed one day and you find a photograph by a photographer who has 300 followers, and it's amazing. It's the most beautiful thing you've seen that day. and you find someone new and you just cannot help but congratulate them, because it just goes directly into DMs and just go, that's stunning, thank you. That's really great. I quite like that. And for example, there's quite a lot new photography courses for those who want to stop taking up photography, that are now available online due to the COVID-19. And so if anyone would be interested, I think if you go on Reddit and you have the subreddit photography, there's a lot of new information coming out and new courses and people sharing information. So it's quite a good tool as well. And YouTube, of course. I think it's brilliant, especially because you can, well, you can talk about how it's not really that easy to be a creative in this kind of time, because I have friends who are immensely just talented and very good, and they are amazing videographers and photographers, but they are still not sure if they can make it through this time on their own earnings, and we still don't know what to do and what will happen. So if you're a freelancer, even myself, I have often caught myself in the afternoon just going, what will I do if this carries on for too long? So just even this financial aspect of it, there's some really great advice online, and we're lucky enough, I think, in Europe to have a nice enough system and government prevention, security net to be lucky enough to be able to be a little less panicked.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah.
Maya, so I saw on Instagram you started this new initiative, Book Today, Shoot Later. So can you tell us a little bit more
Oh,
about
yeah,
this
yeah.
project?
Oh, I did. I received an email from one of the platforms that I'm part of. I think it's Cherry Deck. I started this campaign, Book Today, Shoot Later, which basically is with that hashtag, you can let other creatives and brands know that you're available to book now, and discuss the process of the shooting and what exactly, and the business plan and the creative plan and everything else before the actual shoot occurs. Because now, because we cannot do it, that doesn't mean we cannot plan it. So you can still talk with your models, you can still arrange everything, you can be available to brands. And I think it's a great cause, because now that you have time to find the best photographer or best model or the best designer that you can to be on your set, why wouldn't you? So I think it's lovely. Thank you for pointing it out.
And Marzenka, have you done anything similar to this? Have you talked to models to organize some shootings before this lockdown, or after this lockdown, sorry, or what have you done?
I had 2 weeks ago 2 shoots with a model in Rotterdam, because some people are not so afraid, and we are keep distance, so that was nice. Only not nice, but so like that you cannot put all that makeup as deletes and something. Where we had a short shoot, which was really nice. I wanted something different, but I can't not make now my projects, because you are like fast, you cannot do what you want. I hope in the future I will have some projects, so like I had almost exposition with my friend Zuzu. She is also now watching, I think, in England, in Ashford, and with another one with Olga. So we almost had exposition there in Ashford, and also fashion catwalk. So that was really nice for me, opportunity to go to England and have the incredible time with show you as photograph also there, but was everything cancelled. So I was like, it was the big project for me also in this year, like meet another photographs and make some products with another photographs, and have also the catwalk in England. So that was the project for what I wanted to do, but because of that time I had, yeah, I can't help it, so I must wait maybe a year for that again. I hope not. And the new projects I will start at I also have had shoot 2 weeks ago with Gabriela. Gabriela is a really amazing model. She's also on model management. She's really nice woman, young woman. And then we have also nice funny shoot, but outside. Outside is possible to make the shoot because you have the space and you are outside, and we try make something that it's nice and is without the makeup stealing. And she was putting herself makeup, she did herself hair and something like that. It was really how you say that, experience. that you have to, okay, we do it that way, and we wait later for the big projects, like what I want to have some. I have 1,000 a day, like I want to finally do that, and yeah, I hope that comes the time. The more frustrating is for me because I cannot travel to another country. That was the big projects for me with England. I want to go to Milan. I want to go to another country and start new projects. But yeah, not now.
Well, this is really, really important what you're mentioning, because actually one of the things I have been promoting a lot during these 2 months with the community of photographers in model management is to stay active. Well, it doesn't matter that you are in a lockdown. Maybe some of the people can do the FaceTime shootings that I haven't tried yet, but I still think that this is a way to keep yourself active and creative, even if it's not for a magazine. Well, you never know, but maybe if it's not for a magazine, still you have to be kind of creative, and again, it's about connecting with the people to I don't know, to try to fight this lockdown boring situation and just go outside to do another things. So exactly. I have been trying to encourage people to keep active, to keep doing things, to don't stop the projects and the momentum we had, because at the end this will happen and this will pass. And I don't know, in 1 month, in 2 months, if we do nothing, we will be like stuck, and it will be harder to start again, to make the engine start and to get back to I don't know, to the arena to fight again. So we have been working a lot on different kind of things of for example, creating different directories when you have shootings on different things. I am, for example, doing e-commerce or fashion shootings or portrait shootings. So keep connecting with people, keep creating lists of people you will contact later. I have been talking with models, hey, when this finish, and it's kind of a story. Yeah. It's like the story, like, hey, when this happens, maybe you and I can think in doing a photo shooting like this. Yeah, oh, of course, I would love to. And you are like always with this. So I think it's important to keep this energy and this passion for what we do, and just don't let it go, because otherwise we will be like, I don't know, we will be consumed by this situation.
You know, the people get more creative.
Yeah.
In this time when I see on Instagram pictures of another sites, it's like, wow, they really have imagination, because when you are sit in a home, like in forum walls, and they still have really, they are really creative, and they have really good imagination. How you can do it that at home when you cannot go out? and it's not only sit and like, oh my God, oh, I don't do it. I think that it's more important for the people who they are in lockdown, that they are don't panic and they don't get depressed. That they do try something, call to someone, talk to someone. Doesn't matter. Like you say, call to models, write to models, give the date when it will be free. Or searching and talk to the people, and it's really more important, because I'm afraid about some people like sit all alone in a home. They get really depressive and burnout and panic. And like you say, Daniel, that when you go out after 2 months, like, oh my God, what I have to do now?
Yeah, let's start again.
Yeah, it's really difficult. I hope that some people get attention and from another ones, that writing, talk of, please, if somebody want to talk or write, can write to me. I can always answer it, and can always listen, because it's really important for the people that they not like that they're not alone, but they have to someone to listen, because it's the problem is like some people are worried about economy or worried about the virus, but people sit in a home and they also need attention. Not only they really need attention for listen, like help them only for listen and for give them like energy, the positive energy, like come on, will it be okay? Over a few months you will start great shoot, maybe you never know with who. So writing and yeah, so I hope that some people will do that for another people, like listen and have the connection with them.
Absolutely agree. Now that you talk about this, I just remember one photographer. I really like what they're doing, what he's doing. After this started, he noticed that some of his assistants, photo assistants, starting to, of course, having not jobs at all, because well, as you may know, a lot of photographers work with freelance assistants. And what he was doing is selling his prints just to give them money. And this is so important, because as a community of professionals, it is super important to keep connections and yeah, to keep helping each other. At the end, we will meet again for sure in a couple of months. So yeah, man, I want to see everyone there, of course.
Yes.
So since the situation's changing and FaceTime shootings have become a thing, do you think that the photographer job is going to change after this period of COVID-19, or maybe you can use more technology for your work, or what do you think, Marzenka?
Maya first.
Then Maya.
I think I'm quite used to all everything being online anyway, because if you work with an international agency, if you constantly travel, you have to keep in touch with people online. But I think I saw on your website that you offer online castings as well for the models now. When you have the casting, there's an online option, which I think is brilliant, and I think it will be used more by people who are usually more face-to-face kind of person. But otherwise, I think it's not going to change that much. We're going to be more careful, that's for sure. We're probably not going to make as much physical contact. But as I spoke with my makeup artists and people like that, what we've been doing before, so disinfecting and making sure that everything is steamed and everything else, that plus a little bit more on top, and we'll be fine, I think. And it's going to be as normal, and this is going to be the new normal, just making sure that everyone's okay. That's it.
Yeah, the new normal. Everybody was talking about the new normal.
What is the new normal?
Yes,
Yeah.
this is the normal. Like I
How is
wanted,
it?
I wanted 2019 back. Like, come on. I think that will a little bit change because, like, for all the fashion catwalks and Paris, Milan, America, especially in America, there is really house. There will be change for not like for photographers. I think also because they are always was invited for the catwalks, for the showing the new fashion look, showing the new designers, and I think that the fashion like fashion weeks and fashion catwalk that will be difficult with all the people. You cannot be in one place with all models and people, and so I think that we will start like online catwalk, and we will shoot FaceTime.
Yeah, actually, London Fashion Week and Milan Fashion Week are gonna be online this summer.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
wow.
that's what I want. That's what's my next question. So
Finally, I can go to one of these.
yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Finally.
So since you both are really close to fashion industry, do you think that this is also going to change something in the fashion industry? We saw that, for example, Zara is shot his last campaign with models from home, and we also, like, not fashion, but we also saw that different companies are shooting their new commercials from models home. So do you think this is going to become a thing after this lockdown, or we will get back to normal, to the normal things?
It's normal things, yeah. No, I think that will be they will do that, like shoots for new designs, like so Zara make I think that will be normal, only they will be careful, and they because in future, I think, I don't know when, but in future come the test, so everybody can test it, and everybody can see if you are sick or if you are not sick. So I think that I don't know if it will change it, because for big production like Zara, they always will make nice project with the reclam, with the fashion. I think it's only like what I mean. I think that it's more difficult, like the fashion week, for example, the catwalk. That will be difficult because there you need many more people. But when you want to make new campaign, like for Zara or for all the expensive designers, they will do new. That is not a problem, because they make space, they make something creative, something really nice that will be also work. I think that this will be not a problem for them. I think. I don't know how Maya thinks.
Yeah, Maya.
Yeah, I think I agree, to be honest. The thing that I'm really interested in is if we're gonna do the face mask thing, is that gonna become a thing? Because now they're doing the whole packages, with trikini and stuff like that, and they're including the mask into everything, which I would like. I would quite like it, not in a beauty shoot, because that would be pointless. But overall, I think it's a nice touch. Be hygienic. Plus, you can throw on so many things. It's a new accessory. I like it. I don't mind it at all.
Yeah, actually, I don't know if you saw Vogue's Portugal cover.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it was like a couple kissing with this
with mask.
face
Yeah.
mask. Yeah, yeah, it was so creative, and at the same time, it went viral because I don't know, it was different, and it
sexy.
also had this, yeah, and sexy.
And powerful.
No, but at the same time, they were saying like it's important for you to use this mask.
Yeah. Well, one of the things I think about all of this situation we're talking, I have a different point of view. Sorry, ladies. Well, but I think that usually we are kind of afraid of the changes, and this is normal in the human being. But after everything is happening, you start noticing that, hey, a lot of the things that are happening now are not that bad. For example, working from home, or saying something. So when could you imagine to see a TV commercial record and film from home? And when I saw the first one, was like, what? So now what? what can I do now? If the model is doing the videos, is doing the pictures, what I'm going to do? So how I'm going to I don't know, to work, to get opportunities. But at the end, I think the roles are changing a bit. Of course, I always tell to the people that sometimes get angry with me, with when I'm saying that we have to adapt to different things, because you want to kill the photographers, you want to kill the photography, you're trying to kill the business. And it's like, no, I'm not. I'm just trying to have an open mind. I think photographers will be necessary always, because we are artists, and we have something that not all the people has. But I think the way we do photography changes. The way we do things changes. So, for example, you were talking about the live castings, Maya. And this is, I agree with you, this is so powerful, because at the end, you have the possibility, even, I have been in a lot of nice and big photo shootings. And when you get there and you meet the model, it's like, damn, this is the model I hired. and I had this a lot of times. And also, for example, you go to the model, and the model has an amazing tanned body with the mask. And it's like, what can I do with this? So I think this is powerful. And some of my clients, for example, when they use this tool, they tell me like, hey, this is nice, because at the end, I know exactly how is the model looking before the shooting. And I can meet her, and I can know exactly what I want to know about them. So what I think is that things are changing. We have to adapt to something totally different, a different way to see the things, and that our role will change. We will move from being just the photographer and be also a director of different things. Because, for example, here in Spain, we have two amazing examples of TV commercials made from home that were made with models, some of them from model management. And when we asked them like, hey, how was it? How was it? Tell us how it was. It was the director on the phone and the other in the computer. How was it? And they're like, no, it's super easy. You have a director just telling you and make you do the same scene again and again and again. Do it this way. Now do it that way. Now, and it's like, damn, the guy's doing it from the computer. So I don't know. I think our roles change a bit. It's different now. So I don't know. This is my humble opinion.
Yeah, because the people are afraid. That is, I think that the more if they are, that's my like. I know it's a little bit change, and will be not like in one day everything normal, because people are really afraid don't get sick. So you have to work from your home. But I hope that the people get more. How you call that in English? Like. Believe more in like that will be normal one day. So like you can go out and go shoot, and they will be not afraid. So that I want to be. That's not only at work, home, like, because I saw a couple of films like the model catwalk in home, from the kitchen to the room, like they practice like inside, like. That was also interesting thing, that because we are talking about photograph, but the model, they sit at home, so they have to I'm sorry, they have to exercise sports, walking, like that was funny, because I heard from some model, oh, I get a little bit fat. No, oh my god, wow. No. So they are afraid, because the model wants look always nice. And after 2 months, I think that walking in the kitchen in your living room, that you have really enough, and you won't go out and start working a little bit normal. So I hope that people get more, that they will be not scared. It's like with distance between each other, but more connection with another.
So how do you think it's going to be shootings after this this situation? The protocol, Danny, you were talking about the protocol here in Spain, but I don't know if they were specific enough to tell photographers the distance they have to keep with models, and also I don't know if the makeup artist has to have a specific protocol to have this contact with the model. So I don't know, Danny, I don't know if you can make it this clear.
Well, of course, the first thing is to have the distance in between everything, and this is a must on all of it. I have also heard that you have to have the first aid kit on set, of course. Always use the mask in the shootings, but also right now, at least in Spain, it's possible to start doing shootings on studio. Of course, outside we have limitations, and we cannot be in bigger groups outside, and with the shootings is not possible. So at the end, at least in here in Spain, it's limited right now. Small productions, not many people, and I don't know, just go kind of on the basic stuff. Few people actually.
Maya?
We haven't got any particular instructions really, but I know when it comes to my models and the agency, for example, now that the fashion week everywhere has been either postponed or cancelled, we're a lot more careful about sending people off. So we had huge problems when this thing started of models being scattered all over the world and not being able to come home. And now that the agencies are starting to open again, they're doing so with more of the local models. And I think, at least in our agency, it's been said that until September, nothing big is gonna happen. No one is gonna leave the country. So what the only thing we can do is try to work with our local creators. So if you have to shoot, do it with someone you maybe haven't met before, but is working 15 kilometers away from you. I think it's a great opportunity to do more of a nationwide creative, collaborations or workshops or whatever it is, or castings or shootings. But when it comes to safety, I think until there is a vaccine, we're going to be pretty restricted. So if there is not, a good chance of getting, being able to deal with somebody potentially catching something, until then we're going to be very, very constricted. And I myself would never organize a big shoot, even if I could, out of not being able to handle the burden if somebody got sick. So yeah, I think it should be more obvious and more talked about what exactly we should do, because as creatives we don't have the medical experience, so we should be able to get the information on how to deal with a small group of people properly, and what to do if you recognize the symptoms and so on. Because at this point I have only the briefest of ideas on what to actually do. So it would be lovely if we could have more information on hand about how to actually deal with any potential incidents.
Or Zenka, what do you think?
Oh,
Or Danny, you wanted to add?
Well, I was going to ask a couple of things, but please, Marcenka, go. But I have nice questions from the attendees, and if you have
Yes,
any other question, you should add, because we are almost finishing, and I'm going to start asking. So if people wants to start just writing, I have a couple of them. But please, Marcenka, just
no, start the question.
you're ready for the question. I have very interesting question here about the budgets. We know that the budgets for photography and different productions maybe are going down. What do you think about this? Do you think that as photographers and professionals we should go down with the budgets, or maybe how do you think this is going to be for us?
Yeah, I was last time thinking how what money I should ask, because I know that everybody has a problem with the money. So that's I was like, I don't want to scare them, because when I afraid when I say price, it's like, oh my god, they go where it's cheap. So I try and make the deal with some models of some clients, that if they want to make shoot with me more than one time, so we make some nice deal and the price go low. That's so I can help, but for with the budget, I think that is really difficult. People really have no money now. It's frustrating, because you have to choose if you buy like food, or if you buy clothes. I think that will be a little bit difficult for photographers, like simple, like for the portraits, because I don't think so that now people go out from the lockdown and they starting to make portraits, because that is not necessary. It's not like first they want to get the job back. Some people lost the jobs. So I think that will be difficult with the budgets and the money. That is not. Yeah, you cannot help it. It's like you have to wait when the price is really high, and you get more opportunity to make with the budget. So
that's a hard one, right?
yeah,
Budget is always the hard part of everything. What do you think, Nadia?
I personally have actually thought about this quite a lot, and I have sent out already a couple of emails to small businesses, especially female-owned businesses, especially fashion and jewelry and that kind of thing, where I offer them to do the shoot for free, because, well, I'm able to, because I can. So why wouldn't I? And so for the latest one, I have a Scottish jewelry designer by the name of who makes a brand called Babylon Jewelry, and she's sending over the designs. We're gonna do the shoot. I'm gonna make sure that I can handle, the budget on my own, that I don't, put the expenses on anyone, which is possible completely. If you're creative and if you want to, it's possible. Yeah. And then with the actual designs, I was going to give them away, or gonna give them a present, or gonna give them in second-hand shops or so on. And I think the creators who should be able to help a little bit. And if I can do something for my models, and if I can do something for designers who maybe struggle a lot more than me, then I can, do a shoot for free and gather some, nice photographs, and I can enjoy myself and do some work. But when it comes to big campaigns, budgetary restrictions, as we all know, are not the best thing. But I think what we need to consider is A, collaborations, of course, be supporting more young designers. So, because when it comes to big budget kind of productions, we tend to go straight for the professionals instead of giving somebody less experienced a try, perhaps. And then the next thing is definitely kind of secondhand and clothing and jewelry and fashion, which should be more acceptable nowadays with our climate and everything else. So it should be more acceptable to have a secondhand dress in vogue on the cover during a shoot. And I think that would benefit the budget, and it would benefit the planet, and it would benefit all of us in the acceptance of people all over not buying into you have to buy the new dress. So
yeah, that's important. Well, also just to add something, I think in related to the budget is it's always good to have the possibility, as you may know, in the platform we have thousands of models from different parts, and one of the good things of this, when I always tell to the photographers, is that they have the possibility to work or shoot on any budget, and this is something good to start again for people who is or just starting up and coming photographers, or for the people who just want to start again the engines. So it's another option to start moving.
Yeah.
Perfect. So should we go with questions? Is there any more question, Danny?
Let me take a look. Yeah, we have another one here. I think I just put it here. Yeah. It says, what is left to do now for photographers that do any other kind of photography, that like landscapes or fashion, food, restaurants, hotels, if you cannot interact with clients and with models? So what should be an option for these people? If there's maybe any recommendation we can give to the people who is struggling right now. Maybe a hard one also.
it's good to have some nice soft skills instead of just the hard skills. So if you're good at communicating, if you're good at art direction, not only at photography, you can go and use that. But even if you have different kind of hard skills, so if you're not only a photographer, you also know how to code, move into that for a little bit. That's a good alternative. That's why also learning about this other hard skills is so important, not only improving yourself, but being able to have another route when it comes to things like this. But overall, I think, yeah, creatives and, minimal wage workers will definitely take a hit. And we should be able to wait a little bit until this can go back to normal. Because if you do shoot hotels and if you do shoot restaurants, you'll have to wait a couple of months. And if you have nothing to do in the meantime and you can barely sustain yourself, I don't really know what you can do except for ask for the governmental help. So except for learning and trying to use one of your other skills, it's going to be a tough one because we're going to have to wait, evidently.
I want to also say that, like, for the restaurant, you can find like clients, like the good restaurants, and ask them. I think that's maybe like my idea, that go to the restaurant and ask that they maybe make nice plate with the food, and some photographs cannot shoot without the people, like if some photograph only make photo for food restaurants. So get in touch with the restaurant manager and ask if it's possible, go there and make, like with chef, nice plate of food, and make pictures, and like work together for later. I think that you can try asking around. It's connecting. Like Maya said, that you can wait a little bit, but you can also searching for some so like for the food from the restaurants. Search like landscape, so you can search the places in Google in everywhere and make your for later that you can finally go out and make what you want, like wait a little bit and searching people who would want to work. This I think that like for the restaurants, what I say example, this is really I think nice idea. Take the restaurants around your home place where you live and ask them. Like my idea.
Well, and just to add something, I think is super valuable. All what you're saying. For me, from my point of view, is super important to keep moving. It's the moment to do things you always have no time to do. Work in your portfolio, finish to touch your website that is never ready, never end. It's a never-ending story. Always is a nice opportunity to work in your visibility, in how the people is actually seeing you as a photographer, in working in how you communicate and sell your skills to the other people. And I always think that for any kind of photography, the key is to, it doesn't matter how amazing and super high skilled photographer you are, you always have to know how to sell these skills. So it's super important that we get rid of the idea that we are only artists. We have to be also businessmen and women, and try to understand that we are in a market. This is dynamic. This is changing every day, and we have to move also with the situation. So my advice to our attendee, I don't remember right now the name. I think it was Luigi. My advice is to just to keep moving, to update the things you have pending, and just go ahead with the things.
Yes, and be ready for the day when
Yeah,
you can.
Of course. For that moment when you can go outside with the camera.
And I think that like you have to make like some plan, like because when the people think that when you can go out, like okay, now I can do it, it's like where I should start, because you sit 2 months and you have all the ideas and then everything, so they want like, oh, should I first that do it, first that, so you have now time, like put everything on the paper, do the list, and then start searching and start writing what I want to do the first when I can do that. Because it's like when you have everything in your head, it's like, oh my God, what happened? What I shouldn't do. So no, for me, it's also work when I do always put on paper, like writing what go more, because that help is like slowly put on the paper, thinking, come on, and try relax and wait for the day that will come.
Absolutely.
So is there any more questions, Danny? Or
no, I have no more questions. I think we are ready. Actually, we are 10 minutes away of our time.
Yeah. Perfect.
Really nice.
Yeah, thank you very much, Marzenka and Maya, for participating in the industry talks, our first edition online. It's a shame that Austin didn't connect, but we will try to get in touch with her. And yeah, thank you very much also to all the people who joined. I don't know, Danny, if you want to say anything else.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm super happy of having you today with us. I'm very lucky that I found you just surfing in our things. It's super nice to see the good quality of photographers and not only photographers, people we have in the platform. So I'm very happy. Thank you so much for helping us to come here. I hope you enjoy it a bit, and it's super nice to have these different points of view, because I think it's really helpful for other professionals and photographers to understand and see like the different approaches and what other people is doing, that this is not affecting only you, that usually this is what you feel, oh, this is happening only to me. Now all photographers around the world are living the same thing, and it's super valuable to see your point of view. And yeah, that's it. Thank you very much, and good luck, both of you.
Thank you.
And hope to
Thank
see you soon. Of course, we will keep in touch.
Of course, I'm really happy to meet you guys.
Thank you very much.
Same. Yeah.
And have a good weekend, all of you.
You
too.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.
Bye. Bye.